Today's occasion presents me the rare opportunity to make a statement on the critical role of the media in fostering Nigeria's national security and defense matters, thus necessitating collaboration to further Nigeria's national security interests. The theme for the discussion, National Security and National Interests, a development journalism approach for the defense bit, is apt and considering the prosperity of development and sits at the intersection of national pride, global responsibility, as well as the pursuit of peace, coexistence, and sustainable development. In a world fraught with echoes of conflict, uncertainty, security dilemmas, ambiguous and complex geopolitical challenges, the narrative surrounding national security often emerges from a narrow lens. It is easy to find that the focus on national security is often skewed and confined to discussion of military strength as well as the immediate threats posed by hostile state and non-state actors. It's also necessary to note that the actions of the military in ensuring Nigeria's national security accounts for only 30% or less of the overall efforts required, while the remaining 70% of maintaining Nigeria's peace and security rest on the socio-economic elements of the country. In a nutshell, national security entails the protection of our nation's core values, institutions, as well as citizens from both external and internal threats, while national interest involves the broad goals and objectives guiding our nation's actions and decisions. These critical concerns of our nation, particularly in the face of numerous security challenges, which tends to undermine the very fabric of our country and threatens the safety as well as security of our citizens. Military efforts to safeguard our nation's sovereignty could be enhanced through development journalism, which is a specialized form of journalism that focuses on the social, economic, and political development of a nation. In the area of defense bits, development journalism seeks to promote public awareness and understanding of defense as well as security issues, while holding governments, the defense sector, and other stakeholders accountable for their actions as well as informing decision-making by policymakers and defense officials. The adoption of developmental journalism approach allows for a more active collaboration with journalists and media organizations, enabling them to play a more active role in promoting national cohesion and stability, thereby advancing Nigeria's national interests. Therefore, our national security cannot and should not solely be reliant on the strength of the armed forces of Nigeria. Rather, it should be strengthened by Nigeria's educated, healthy, and socially cohesive population, underpinned by development journalism. More so,
Security Advisor, Malam Nuhu Ribadu, it is my singular honor and a privilege to welcome you to the National Counter Terrorism Center, and in particular, the King Abdullah II Bil Al Hussein Auditorium, for this significant roundtable discussion for Defense Correspondents Association of Nigeria. We are gathered here today, though from various professional backgrounds, but as patriotic Nigerians jointly committed to understanding the role of the media in relation to national security and interest. As we are rightly aware, the role of the media, especially journalists, assigned defense and security beats, is pivotal in shaping public perception and policy on critical issues of national security and interest. Through reporting, analysis, and storytelling, journalists inform members of the public and have the power to influence strategies, people's actions, and reactions. Having been in this military career for a while, I must attest to the fact that our defense and security correspondents have been an immense wealth of expertise and experience. Most of you have reported from the front lines, analyzed trends, and followed the intricate network that sustained these threats to our national security and interest. You have confronted not just the facts, but also the responsibility to report with accuracy fairness, and sensitivity in an environment that is often fraught with misinformation and heightened emotions. It is in
from being a military brat, a barrack boy, and also being a defense correspondent. At some point, I was called a military apologist because I always feel that the sacrifice that our troops do make on land, at sea, and in the air, and even as we are here now, somebody may have paid the supreme price on behalf of all of us Nigerians. So the only thing you can do for that person at all, even if you are not going to even celebrate the person, don't go and demonize the person. Respect that person. And beyond just reporting negatively about security, what you see sometimes that tend to make some of us very sad is that we talk about our military and other security agencies as if they are foreign, as if they are not our brothers and sisters, people who decided to take the path that some of us are afraid to take. And therefore, I'd like to plead with our colleagues that, please, we have a responsibility as citizens of this country, because you can't even practice your trade if the country is not peaceful. And therefore, we have a responsibility to support the armed forces and other security agencies in doing their job. And when I say this, again, like Mr. Tope said, I'm not saying that we shouldn't do our report. And I have had cause to also, when I do presentation about military-media relationship, that the military also should understand. And I always like to use a book used by General Colin Powell when he was Secretary of State. And they had an issue about weapons of mass destruction. And one of the ambassadors supported him on that particular country. America was galvanizing support for countries, from all countries, to support its cause about the weapon of mass destruction. And one country supported America in the hall. And once the ambassador came out, what he said inside was different from what he said outside to journalists. And he used that inside